Okay, non-duality. Do I know to a T the exact definition of non-duality? No, I don't know the exact definition, but I understand what non-duality is and what it's about and what it's saying to us. And me, I even call myself more of a non-dualist than anything. I call myself a person that I agree with non-duality. I see what is here, and what is here is what is actually here. You know, what animals do in the wild is what animals do in the wild. The way that humans are is the way humans are. And the trees, the ground, the houses, everything is the way that it is. But yet most of us, we don't want to be told that this is it. And this is what we have. And this is what we have to work with. And this is what is here. And this is what will always be here. So if we're going to do anything, then let's make this work. Let's use the things that we have now to do whatever we might need to do for ourselves with right now. Because this seeking thing that we do, I think everybody has to go through the seeking phase. I think every person has to go through that phase to realize for themselves that there's nothing at the end of the road. There is nothing that you're going to find but a dead end road in seeking. You're going to just come right back to yourself in your present self. That's all you're going to do. You're going to go on this wild goose chase. You're going to go on this this hayride of exploration and seeking and trying to find things out and asking all kinds of questions about stuff. And I'm talking about things outside of this reality. I'm not talking about this reality. There's a lot of questions that we don't know about this reality and why things do the things that they do. But it's just like something that Daryl Sloan said. His channel is capital D, capital S, capital DS. It's just D and S. But he talks about non-duality, and I am with him on mostly everything that he says. You know, damn near everything he says, I'm with him on. And it's like, when we're seeking, there's nothing to find other than what is here now. There's nowhere to get. There's nowhere to go. It's like all you're going to do is you're going to go in these circles. It's like a cycle that you go through repetitively, and you keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And what I wanted to say from the gate, what he said is, people just don't want to be told that there's nothing at the other end. They don't want to be told that there's no afterlife, or there's nothing to get while you're seeking. There's nothing to gain from that but seeking, you know? And some people get a thrill off of this. Some people, that's all they do is seek. They're looking for that thrill of seeking and being wowed. Oh, I didn't know that. I realized this. And look, I even did that too. And you know what? I can't lie. I even still do that somewhat. But the way that I'm doing it is I am debating the mystery of this all. I'm not saying that I'm sure, or I'm not in denial of the way things really are here. I'm not in denial of that. I know how things are here. And I'm not in denial of myself either. You know, I know the things that I do that may be a delusion or an illusion or a construct in my mind. I understand that. And I don't need other people. I don't need to argue with other people about these things, because it's really pointless. It's really just, there's no reason to argue, because all we're going to do is go in this loop of arguing about things that we don't have an answer for. So what is really the point? Now, debate is different. Debate is debating whether or not something exists or doesn't, or whether or not, why does this do this? Why does this thing do that? Why do these people do this? It's debating is not arguing. Arguing is trying to prove someone right or wrong. Debating is standing in wonder of all of this and saying how, why, when, and you're in wonder of everything. You're in wonder of the universe, and you wonder how this all came to be. How were humans, how did it all start? Was there something that started this or something that didn't start this? And everybody has a different answer. Everybody has a different view. Everybody has their own opinion. And like opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. But non-duality squashes this. It says that, look, this is the way that it is, Jack. And nothing's going to change. You can change your mind about things. But that concrete there is always going to be concrete. You can't say that it's made out of something other than concrete, because that's what it is. It's concrete. There is a moon, there's an earth, there's animal thing going on in the wild. Animals are ripping each other apart, they're killing each other, they're carnivores, and that's the way that it is. But yet, us humans, we are all attempting to somehow go outside of all of this. And when I do what I do, I am not attempting to go outside of all of this. I am actually telling you what all of this is. And I'm telling you what I do myself to cope with all of this. I'm telling you what I do to make my day go smoother. What I have to do for myself. I have to surrender myself every day. That's what I have to do for myself. That doesn't mean, and look, that could be my own delusion. That could be my own thing that I have to do in here. But that's irrelevant to what it actually is here. I know what reality is. I know what's going on here. I'm not in denial of any of that. But I think that the person that is seeking, they are in denial of a lot of things because they don't know, and they're very gullible to be tricked and fooled and told something that is not true, you see. They're very keen to being told a lie or deceived or saying, no, that's not how that is. That's not what concrete's made out of. Concrete's made out of strawberries, glue, and honey, and they'll have people believing some of this nonsense that they say, and it's not reality. It's something that they're making up themselves. And this is why I listen, I don't call myself spiritual. I don't call myself religious. I don't call myself any label, any group name, any identity, any association. I don't call myself anything. That's why I call myself somebody, because I'm somebody here in front of you, but I'm nobody. And then that's what I resonate. That's what I talk about, is these things. And I understand. I have my own delusions of grandeur. We all have them. We all have our own pride. We all have our own construct in our head. But that doesn't mean that this is real. What's going on in here that we're thinking, what the body's doing, it doesn't make it real. You understand what I mean? And this is why non-duality is the truth of how it really is. It's calling out yourself. It's calling out things in nature. It's calling out reality. It's calling out the fact that you're not going to find anything but your present self. It's always going to be you with you in the present moment. There is never going to be another you or something out there that you find and you stumble across and you find the light, and it's something that's going to make you realize everything and open your eyes, and now you're enlightened. You're enlightened to the world. Look, I have the light. Here is the light. And you are the gullible one that believes I have the light. Here it is right for you. All you have to do is keep seeking what I'm saying to you, and you will get more of this enlightenment, more of this light. And this is how these guys are fooling every one of you. They're tricking you. They're deceiving you. But yet, most of you, you like that. You like being lied to. You like being tricked because you don't know any better. Now see, let me take that back. Some people don't know any better because they can't discern what they're actually doing because they haven't looked into these things for themselves. But some of you are being tricked. You're being deceived by these people because you think that there's something out there to get, or there's some kind of enlightenment that you haven't found. And this guru has that answer. This person on YouTube that does all these rituals and burns these candles and has incense and pictures and a flower of bouquet, a bouquet of flowers, and they have the spiritual beads and the covers and all the ritualistic material things around, you know, like this traditional stuff, the outfits, the clothing, the apparel. That is all irrelevant to anything. That is just a way to manipulate you. That is just a way to get you to believe what they believe. And I don't get anyone to believe what I believe because, listen, I don't believe in anything. I don't believe in anything. I take things, and I don't want to use this word, but I take things upon faith that I don't know about because I don't know they're real. I have to just take it upon myself to say, well, maybe some of these things might be something, but I highly doubt it. And I'm not going to trick myself. I'm not going to fool myself into believing something that I don't fully believe, because if I say that, then I'm a hypocrite. And I'm not going to be a hypocrite to anybody. I'm not going to tell anybody a lie. There's no reason for me to do that in my life right now. And see, this is what people do not want to hear. They do not want to hear that you are going to run into a couple dead ends that have hills at the dead end that you can walk up and go over to the next road. But soon you're going to hit a dead end that is a complete wall that you cannot get over. You can't get over it. And when you reach that point, it's going to crush you. It's going to pulverize everything you thought you knew. And it's going to break you down in such a way where you may be depressed. You might want to commit suicide. You might be in a very bad spot, and you might get angry. You might start taking it out on other people. You might start hating the world. You might start doing whatever you can think of. But see, that is the very thing that deceived you and tricked you and fooled you the whole time, is this seeking thing. You never had to be anything other than yourself. You never had to try to be someone. I said this long ago in one of my videos with the picture of the Matrix in green, where Neo is seeing them in the green vision. And I told people back then, it's like you never had to try to be something other than what you already were. You know, you never had to attempt to make your life something other than what it was. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we all do, is we try to emulate something, or we try to be somebody that we're not, or we're seeking something that we think is out there, that we think we're going to find. And this is the very thing that puts us on this chase. It puts us on this rat race. It puts us on this everyday thing where when you get up, you're worried about having to find that thing, or you're worried about how can I get the approval of other people because I have to look like I'm an enlightened being. I have to look like I'm something more than what I am, a human that does things and makes mistakes and falls and scrapes their knee and says things that they might not want to say and does all kinds of things. And we just don't want to admit that that's what we are. We are natural human beings. It's like, but yet I tell us, let's have some discernment here. Let's take a look into these things for ourselves so we can understand ourselves, so that we can understand other people. But see, most people, they don't want to understand themselves. They don't want knowledge for themselves. They want nothing to do with what I'm saying because they want someone to give them a fluff job. They want someone to tell them what their itching ears wants to hear. They want someone to tell them everything's going to be all right. Like someone like Joel Osteen will tell you every good thing, every sweet thing, everything that you're everything and you can do everything. And they give you this false message. They give you this false reality, and it's not reality. It is a made-up construct that they're getting you to believe because they're believing their own bullshit. And most of the time, they don't even believe their own bullshit. They know they're bullshitting people. They know that they're bullshitting you, but they're not going to tell you that. And us being the gullible ones, we listen to this, we read it, we live it, we practice it, and we keep seeking and seeking and seeking to be something other than ourselves. This is what we keep doing, and this is what so many people fall victim to, and I am tired of seeing people fall victim to these false teachers, these false preachers, these false gurus, these false spiritual whatever you want to call them, you know, spiritual leaders, and God told me, and the Lord said to me. No, God didn't say anything to you. This is why I say, if you are someone that goes by the very words in a book, then go and read the book for yourself. That's the only thing. If God of the Bible said anything, or any other doctrine, that's what is written. And what is written is what is. Whatever man says is just what he's coming up with off the top of his head. And he's getting you to hop on the bandwagon. Come to this thing because I have something you don't. I'm an enlightened being and I have knowledge from God and I'm here to give it to you. They're so full of their own shit. I mean, if you could see behind the facade, there would be a pile of Jurassic Park dung when the dinosaur took a crap on the ground and there was like a ton of dung there. That's what they would literally be sitting in, is their own pile of shit. That's what you would see. But see, we're gullible and we don't see that. We don't see that, and we're blind to what's really going on. And that's what non-duality does. It opens up the gateway to you seeing past the smoke screen. It opens up your eyes to see past the mask and facade. It opens up your eyes to see past the spiritual cons, the religious cons, the people that come in the name of God and all this other stuff. And me, when I tell you the things I do, that is what I do personally to help myself. But like I said, I don't call myself anything. I don't label myself as anything because I don't know for sure. And if every one of us was willing to say, I don't know, I can be wrong, I'm only human, can you help me with this? It's like if we could let our pride down and we can let our ego down and we could let this thing that we're so special and I have the answer to this thing. when all that it is when we argue, it's like saying I'm right and you're wrong. And this is why I don't like arguing. I like debating stuff. I like saying, well, why does this do this? How did this happen? Why did this happen? Where did this come from? And all those things. And you sit in wonder of those things. And now I understand what Daryl meant, capital DS, his channel, when he said, I, universe. There is no I. It's just the universe. We are everything of the universe. We're flesh, blood, bone, water, oxygen, potassium, carbon, what we're breathing, what we're eating. There is no I in me here. That's just a construct. That's just the ego of our brain that is a part of the body. And more than likely, I think that there isn't, more than likely, I'm saying that there isn't nothing after this, but I don't know for sure. And there's a lot of things that I disagree on too, and I don't think is legit, but yet I still wonder about things. I still have this mystique. There's still a mystery there. And that's why I like Daryl's channel so much. And brother Daryl, if you're watching this, I appreciate your videos. That's why I listen to his videos and a couple other channels, because he knows what he's talking about in the terms of what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Now, sometimes we slip up as people and we say there isn't a God, or there is a God. No, both of those answers are foolish, because we don't know for sure. We don't know for sure. So when we say that, we're not lying, but we're not sure. So we don't have the answer to it. So therefore, we don't know. And sometimes that's the best answer, is I don't know. I don't know some things. But I know that non-duality, it's right in front of our faces what things are. We just don't want to let our pride down. We just don't want to swallow the pill of life and how things really are sometimes. And it's just how we are. We run away, we try to finagle, we try to lie our way out, and we do all these other things to try to argue, to explain something that more than likely you're wrong about. But yet, like I said, our pride will not let go of it. We feel like we have to prove a point to men and women, like we have to get the approval of someone. And this is what the problem is. The approval of men and women is so dangerous. It can get you into a lot of trouble, because the more you're seeking approval, the more you're going to argue that you're right, and more than likely you're not right about what you're saying. But what is right is what I'm doing right now. I'm talking to you. That's what's actually happening. I'm talking to a phone. I'm looking into this little hole. I'm out here in the rain. I'm about to walk home. I'm about to turn the video off. There is a light behind me that's shining. These are things that are actual reality. I don't have to sit here and be in denial of any of those things. Now, if I start saying that I know something you don't know, and I'm enlightened, and I have information that no one else has, and God told me, then I am a liar. I am false in every way, because that is just me going by the construct of what I think, that I believe, and what I'm trying to force onto other people. And this is so much of the problem today. I mean, it's like a plague of these people on the internet and social media. There is a plague of false teachers. And me, I don't call myself a teacher. I call myself a man that expresses himself through means of recording, through talking, saying what I have to say, when I say it, you know? I don't call myself a teacher or some guru or any of that. I don't call myself anything. I don't even call myself a philosopher, because I understand what philosophy is. I know what philosophy is. I've looked into it enough to understand it 10 times over. So how can I call myself a philosopher if I understand what it is? Then I'm putting myself in a box. And I'm not really getting with reality and what reality's saying, even though I may have to do some things that are in here that are maybe not reality. They may not be reality. That's what we have, and we can't help. We have delusions of grandeur. We have delusions. All of us live our lives. Our whole life is a delusion. We have a delusion that when we go to the store, this is going to happen, or we're going to run into this person, or I'm going to see this person, or when I get up, the day's going to go like this. That's all a delusion in your head. You're telling yourself a delusion. Your whole life is a kind of a delusional reel of film that is going every moment, and we just don't want to admit that, but that's what's really going on. So we're all delusional. Every single one of us are delusional. And that is the truth of the matter. Our whole life is a reel of delusional thoughts. And most of them don't happen. 99% of them don't happen. We think that it's going to happen, and it doesn't happen. We say, oh, when I go to the gas station, Susie's going to be there, and here Tom is there. Oh, when I go down to the store, I know that I'm going to run into traffic and I'm going to hit 3 red lights, and here you had all green lights. It was a delusion in your head that wasn't even true. It wasn't there. But the only thing that is reality is me recording this, is me being out in the drizzling rain, is me expressing myself and talking and being on a video. That is actual reality. And you know, it's almost like, this is why I keep talking about this, because I think that we have this pride as human beings that we're taught, we're conditioned with. In high school, have pride for your school, have pride for your belief, have pride for your life, have pride for this, pride for that. And do you see what this pride is doing? This pride is making you attempt to be something that you're not. You're attempting and trying and seeking to emulate something that you're really not. And all along, you were you. There's only one you out there. There's only one me. There's only one Daryl Sloan. There's only one in Mendham. There's only one Arthur Arcturus. There's only one George Carlin, one Charles Bukowski, one Jesus, if Jesus really existed. There's only one of these things, no more. Anybody else coming in the name of that, you know that they're false, because they're not that thing. So anyway, I'm going to let y'all go with that. Just something to reflect on for yourself. That's all that it is. So have a great night. Take care of yourselves. I'm out. Resonate.